And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. My name is Zach, and if you're new, you haven't already done it, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you'll be first informed when I upload, along with hitting that thumbs up. This here is prison content, but what we're going to be talking about today is pretty much, can positives come from prison? And I'm going to say absolutely. And the reason being is, most people, whenever they're in prison, right? If they have a parole date, they're not really sure on what they want to do when they get out. For instance, myself, when I got out, I had the notion that I was probably going to end up working in a warehouse for a good bit. And the reason being is because most felons really can't get a good job once they get out of prison. It's the mindset that you have when you're in prison that you need to start having a positive mindset before you can get out of prison. Even if you have this game plan, right? Because a lot of us have these elaborate game plans when we get out. How we're going to be successful, we're going to take care of our family, we're going to, get these good jobs, get these good cars, get this, this house, all this stuff, right? But the moment we actually hit the streets, that's something completely different. Being out here is completely different than being inside. You have so many different distractions. In my head, I wrote down a list of things, that I want to accomplish. First year getting out, I wanted to get a job. Wanted to eventually get a car. Second year out, after moving up in my job, I want to eventually get my own place. Because after I got out of prison, I moved in with my parents. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be there long. But I knew that there was baby steps. If you have these massive goals, you have to realize that there's steps that you have to take to get to that place. Most people, they don't want to go from point A to point Z, working their way along. That's why most people sell drugs. If you notice, a lot of people don't like to work. There's plenty of places that are hiring right now, but people don't actually want to do the physical job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie. I don't either. You know what I'm saying? You think that I like getting hot and sweaty, getting cut up and stuff, building roof trusses, or working at a factory? That's exactly what I used to do. As I said before, when I first got out, I started working in a factory. Ended up getting fired because I still had a prison mindset. I still had that mentality where no one's going to disrespect me. Instead of thinking things through, I'm just going to fly off at the top. What happens? You get fired. With the mindset that I have, I'm not thinking what's going to go on next week. I'm thinking about what's going to happen the next 10 years from now, because that's where we're going. At the end of the day, we need to look forward, as always. I've seen a lot of people that go to prison and they didn't live a certain lifestyle. Like I said, if you lived in the suburbs, right, such as myself, if you lived in the suburbs, you don't have to act like you're some gangster, right? You don't have to act like you were selling all these drugs just to fit in. And that's the issue is, I've been around multiple different groups of people, right? Different races, and I can safely say that there's certain groups of individuals that when they're around other people, they feel that they have to act a certain way to be accepted. Do you get what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that will literally dumb themselves down or make themselves not look as educated as they actually are, just to fit in, because the ones around them may not be like that, or may not think that's cool to have book smarts. People misunderstand the meaning of being a leader. They misunderstand the idea of promoting positivity within one's group. As I said before, if you're part of an organization, or if you're part of a gang, or if you're part of a structure, right? If any of the leaders or the tops in those structures, if they're sending you on dumb missions or having you do dumb stuff where you don't prosper, where you don't gain, where you don't move ahead, where you're only going backwards, maybe you should reevaluate the individuals that you have in your life. Now, I've done a lot of dumb stuff. I've been involved in plenty of fights, plenty of stabbings, plenty of assaults, and what I can say is I put myself in those situations, so I can only blame myself. Now, since all that stuff is done in the past and I can't change that, what can I do about it, though? Well, that information, I can use that information going forward, so this stuff never happens again. Just because someone went to prison, I do realize that a majority of the people that watch prison content have never been to prison, so they cannot relate. Some people don't agree with, obviously, certain things. I know some people have, mixed feelings about me working here in the medical field. What I want to understand is, why does it matter? If I'm promoting positivity, right? If I'm promoting positivity, and if I personally am fine with criticism and fine with understanding what I did was wrong, right? If I choose to take my experience and to put my life onto camera and then to share it to the world, if I'm trying to prevent people from possibly going down the same path, why would you have an issue with it, right? The ones that like putting comments on individuals' channels that I've seen, not only on my channel, but a multitude of other people's channels also that do prison content, right? You have the ones that'll comment, oh, you're trying to promote prison. No, that's not what most of us prison creators are doing, is showing all the bullshit that happens inside, right? Not only prison, but jail too, because like I said, before you get to prison, you go to jail. So all the bullshit that comes with that, along with getting out. This is how I see it, right? If I went, did the prison time, if I went and did my prison time for the things that I did, right? If I got forgiveness from the judge, from the victim, from my family, from my loved ones, for hurting them because I got locked up, right? If I did all this time, went rehabilitated, came out, realized what I needed to do, and now not only changing my own life for the better, but also trying to help the others in the process. For you to speak negatively on stuff like that, that just shows what type of individual that you are. You know what I'm saying? If you're a positive individual, it doesn't matter what message it is, as long as it's a positive meaning, then why would it matter? If you ever notice, every time you give up, right, you have to start all the way back over, all the way again. Then you start right back where you at. The only reason why I started this channel, like I said, I feel that it's my duty, right, to help the ones that are still locked up. For instance, the reason why I do these prisoner interviews where I interview these inmates, right, is because I want to help them as much as I can. Eventually, I would love to be able to actually go into these jails and these prisons and do interviews with these inmates that are still locked up. They're the ones that helped me get to where I'm at today. I listened to their stories individually, assessed every single last one of them. Everyone has a different story, has been through a bunch of other stuff, right? So if I'm able to use their downs on life as an up for mine, then I feel like it's my duty to pay them back in some type of way. If I can bring awareness to their stories and what happens if you end up selling drugs or robbing somebody or killing somebody and end up going to prison, this is their story and this is how you'll live. Every prison is different. Every individual is different. Everyone will have a different prison experience. The only thing that we can do is try to prevent that experience. You know, every time I do an interview with these inmates, like I said, I send them money to help them out a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. This right here, this is the Black Diamond. This is the Dogmobile. I want to help those that have helped me. And I feel like you can't forget where you came from. You can't forget your past. You may not have to live through it, but never forget, because then it always reminds you that there's definitely another side of the fence, and sometimes being over there is not the best thing. If I can be the one that helps an individual in prison, right? Because whenever I talk to these dudes, they say it's so uplifting, not only seeing someone that they know out here trying to do good, but also trying to help them while they're still locked up. You know, giving them, by seeing someone that's actually able to get out and be prosperous and not get locked up back and forth, it gives them hope. So it makes them want to push even more inside, so by the time they get out, they're already prepared, such as going to school, getting degrees, getting certifications, you know what I'm saying? This was just a short video, but what I want you to do, I want you to go ahead, check out Stone Collective Supply Company over on Instagram, Caleb with the shit, along with Stone Collective Podcast over on YouTube. Caleb, greatly appreciate it. The new drop is coming. What I want you guys to do is stay as positive as you can. Hit that subscribe button, just like the choma that's on the yard not paying his dues, along with hitting that bell notification so you're first informed when I upload. So as always, I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Keep y'all heads up and have a positive day, guys.